Well, I don't really deserve this. Because marketing at Patagonia is very simple. We just tell people who we are. And I don't have any agency to thank up here. That's a pretty easy task if you have nothing to hide and you have interesting true stories. For instance, writing fiction is a lot more difficult than nonfiction because it takes creativity and imagination. And the most difficult photography is fashion photography. When I die and go to hell, the devil's going to make me marketing director of a cola company. That's a product with a few cents worth of flavorings and high fructose corn syrup and water, and it's guaranteed to give you diabetes and make you fat. So I'd have to build a marketing campaign by paying very high-priced celebrities to lie about how they love the product. And I'd probably have to use a bunch of now worthless words like authentic, gourmet, natural, sustainable, adventure. All words that have been overused and mean nothing anymore. I may even have to reinvent the Marlboro Man or something. If you're going to build a brand based on honestly telling about your product and business practices, you better have some interesting stories to tell. I'm going to tell a few right now. Years ago, probably 30 years ago, we were in Montana we had a little conference thing going on at a lodge near Bozeman. And we told the lodge, look, don't change the sheets. Don't change the towels every day. And this is way before anybody thought of doing that. The next day, the Bozeman newspaper front page said, "Greenies reject clean sheets." For us, that was great advertising. Also years ago, we gave money to Planned Parenthood along with a bunch of other billion-dollar multinational corporations. And we were like a $100 million company in those days. And Planned Parenthood said that they're going to have a big campaign against all of us and bring us to our knees. And for Patagonia, they said they were going to call and tie up our telephones at our call center and catalog center. So here comes the calls, and so we decided for every call we got, say thank you for your opinion. We've just donated $10 to Planned Parenthood. So that lasted about 3 days. Some of the other big corporations backed down, and we made the front page of all the major newspapers in America saying, little tiny Patagonia standing up for what they believed in. That was worth a lot of free advertising. Another time, 1994, we decided to come out with fleece jackets made out of recycled soda pop bottles. We were the first ones to do that. We could take 25 polyester soda pop bottles and make a jacket. That caused a lot of news, and that year we calculated it worth about $5 million worth of free ads. You know, we produce a catalog because our customers are readers, and they really appreciate that. But we put some pretty gonzo photos in there sometimes. One time we had a photo of a child in a stroller, and he's got a baby bottle in his mouth, and he's got his hands like this, and he's out of control going down a hill. And the babysitter's running after the... So we thought, well, we're going to get some letters about this. Well, we got one, and it wasn't what you thought. There was dark liquid in the baby bottle, and this guy who complained said, that's probably apple juice in that bottle, and you're going to rot that child's teeth. We do advertise, although that's only about half of 1% of our sales, which is pretty amazing. But we do a lot of marketing. And, you know, I think we were one of the first ones to use real people to model our clothes. In fact, we have about 100,000 photos come in from our customers of Patagonia products being used in a real way. And we've always felt that, and we identify who the person is, which I think we were the first ones to kind of do that. And I think if you can show a real surfer showing a little bit of skin, it's a lot sexier than having a half-dressed anonymous model. We did an ad in the New York Times a couple years ago on Black Friday. Probably some of you have seen it because it caused quite a stir. We had a full-page ad that said, don't buy this jacket. And under it said, don't buy this jacket without thinking twice about it. Do you really need it? Or are you just bored and... So it, you know, some people said, wow, that's brilliant marketing. And in fact, yeah, it turned out to sell more of those jackets than you can imagine. But that wasn't the reason why we did it. We wanted to just get people to think twice. And in fact, we got 60,000 people pledged that they were going to think twice before they purchased anything anymore. And we pledged that we would make our product as responsibly as possible. We would clean up our supply chain as far as we could possibly go. And we would make that product as durable as possible, because we found out the most responsible thing we can possibly do is make a product that lasts as long as possible. So we said, when you're tired of that product or you've gained 50 pounds and whatever, we'll help you sell that product to somebody else. When the product has a problem of any kind, we'll repair it. And in fact, that forced us to build the largest garment repair center in North America. And in fact, we have a truck going around the country right now repairing people's products. And we're also producing videos on how to repair your clothes. And then at the end of life of that product, we promise that we'll recycle it into another product, which means it forces our designers to design the product so that it can be recycled and made out of not dissimilar materials that make it difficult to recycle. So, in other words, we're taking responsibility for our product from birth to rebirth. And we're also starting to sell used Patagonia in our stores, which is probably the most responsible thing you can do when buying clothes, buy used clothes, because the damage has already been done. So there's about a couple weeks ago, in the largest Italian newspaper, they did a 2-page story slamming the fashion industry, slamming the Gucci's and Pradas and stuff for selling $250 t-shirts that aren't even organically grown cotton. They basically said, shame on you guys. And in fact, you better wake up, because there's a different customer out there now. And so I've always thought that designers have the most power, because they decide what your car is going to be, what color your clothes are going to be, and what your house is going to look like, all of that. But you know what? In the end, the consumer has the most power, because they can say no. And something else has happened. It's social media is a new tool that the consumer has. They can bring a company down or pull it up in days. Pretty powerful. They have all the power. So that's pretty much what I have to say. And you know, like I said, I don't feel worthy of this award, because we don't have to deal with that creativity that you people do. Like, you have to sell a bar of soap. Oh my God. that takes creativity. And I certainly applaud the rest of you here.